So we have heard a lot of inconvenient truths this morning. I live in your beautiful country since 3 years. I live in Nashville. And there is one thing that I have learned, and that's something that you say in English. I'm sorry, I can't say it in Hindi, but in English you say that in the end, everything will be all right. And if it is not yet all right, it's not yet the end. And I like that, because this is, despite a lot of hardship, despite a lot of difficulties, it is an incredible optimism. This is the Indian optimism that I have never met anywhere in the world, and that has allowed us to do at Polygenta and with others something that is indeed, I think, a breakthrough innovation. Rather than words at Polygenta, we define strategy by doing things. So let me show you what this story is about, and give me then 10 minutes to take you through how we eventually made that story a reality. It starts with bottle. Somebody said this morning that he preferred to drink, I think it was Stephen, to drink the water from the water tap. I'm a bit different. I absolutely adore bottles. I love bottles. I'm an engineer, and I can tell you, a bottle is a fabulous piece of plastic. I love that plastic. And rather than throwing it away, we take it, and what do? And this time I have two of them, because I can make a V of victory. We make polyester filament yarns, and we make micro-denier polyester filament yarns, and nobody else in India does it. And we do it, and I will show you how we do it. And I will give it to you, because I understood this morning that there were people who wanted to have material. So we have yarn, we have fabrics, we have millions of square meters of fabrics made from 100% recycled waste, from micro-denier filament to coarse filament. So please come and visit us. This is the Indian success story. Now, we all know that polyester is a big business. There is big money. This is about 60 million tons per year, and this is about $100 billion per year. So it's big business, it's big opportunities, it's beautiful products, and it is also about issues. Every week, about 10 billion bottles are being thrown away, and not even 40% is being recycled. And when they're recycled, they're actually recycled in pretty cheap products. Staple fibers at best, filling otherwise. Now, is it trash or is it treasure? I feel exactly like the man who actually carries this big trolley of bottles. This guy loves bottles. I share the same love than him. He and I love bottles, and we believe that it is not trash. We believe it is treasure. Is there any better end of life or rebirth of a bottle than this particular shirt or dress from the Conscious collection of H&M? This is 100% recycled, post-consumer polyester bottles. I'm an oil guy, I have to confess. I have built huge refineries. I was in charge of building the largest refinery in South China in 2003. To take oil, to convert oil into a finished product, there is something very beautiful. Chemistry does miracle. You start with an ill-defined feedstock, and you make a wonderfully pure product. In the case of polyester, you need glycol and you need terephthalic acid. Out of this black feedstock, you made this fabulously pure product. And this cost a bomb. This cost billions of dollars. Now, once you have the bottle, for which you, the world industry, has spent billions of dollars, we drink it, and then we throw it away. Now I have a very different views indeed. As I told you, I love this bottle, I love this plastic. This is a sign of mankind ingenuity. It is a very pure feedstock. If you compare that with crude oil, it's just day and light. This is a pure feedstock. It must be cheaper to actually convert into a new product. You don't need to purify it, it's already pure. It's just, recycling. And if you use a bit of chemistry, as the guys who have used chemistry to convert the black oil into a pure product, if you use a bit of chemistry, you will be able to guarantee the quality and the performance of your recycled product. So I love recycling for two reasons. First, because it is cheap. There were a couple of questions this morning about green product being more expensive. I can tell you, and there were good points actually, the scale of the operation and so forth are smaller. The supply chain, the sourcing of waste is not simple. By the way, the sourcing of oil is not simple neither. But at Polygenta, we make today recycled, 100% recycled polyester yarn, filament yarn, and we make it at the same cost than the yarn made from virgin material. And in 1 year time, we will be significantly cheaper. So I like recycle because you can make at cheap cost of conversion, because you start from pure products, from finished products. You can make cheap recycled products, and it is immediate. It is not a new biopolymer, and I will bet that before we see the new biopolymer. This is an existing polymer, and recycling that polymer is something which is immediate, and you can have a direct, tangible impact. So when you make polyester, you start with two molecules. You start with terephthalic acid, and I told you I'm an engineer, so you will need 5 minutes to bear with me on chemistry if you don't mind too much. So you start with terephthalic acid and you start with glycol. You combine both and you make what we call the building block, the ester. And polyester is simply the combination of many, up to 100 or 150 of these esters that you bring together, and the ester is a liquid. Once you have brought these esters together, you get a polyester, which is a plastic. And once you have this plastic, you can do either fibers, you can do bottles, you can do films. What do? We simply take the polyester and we dissolve it, if you want, in a special way to get back the ester. A couple of polymers from the class of polycondensation polymers, so nylon, polyamide, polycarbonates, polyester, are polycondensation polymers. These polymers, these plastics are fabulous. They are not biodegradable, granted, but they are fabulous because you can move from the building block to the polymer and back from the polymer to the building block. And polyester has this extraordinary property, that if you want to dye, and this is a clear bottles, but if I had a brown or green bottles, the dye is not reactive. So if you dissolve that plastic, and I will show you, I would love to actually dissolve it in front of you, it takes 1 hour, so that would be in the way of your lunch. But if you dissolve that bottle, well, a green bottle, assume it's green. If you dissolve a green bottle and you make the green ester, the green liquid ester, then you just need to fish the dyes out, and you get again a clear ester and again a clear polyester. So this is our plant. We exist, we are in Nashik, 200 kilometers northeast. Everyone is welcome. Sangeeta Das is here, our PR, you can contact Sangeeta. Everyone is welcome in the plant. When you come, bring bottles because we will recycle them. You are all welcome. What we do, where our value is to start with these bottles, transform this polyester into ester, reconvert the ester into a polyester, and then make yarn. That's what we do. It's simple, it's immediate, it's cheap, it's sustainable. It's simple, it's very simple. We have only two tricks. The first trick is how you dissolve this plastic into making the liquid ester, because you have to do it at very low temperature, very gentle. If you try to subject that to 250 or 260 degrees, which is what mechanical recyclers are doing when they melt and extrude this plastic, you would start off the smoke detector. We do that very gently, we respect the bottle. And the second trick that we have is how we fish the dyes out. So once you have the pool of esters, green esters, blue esters, red esters, brown esters, we fish the dyes out with the help of Dye Star. We work together with Star. We fish the dyes out and we get a clear ester and again a clear polyester. Now, this is I still have 7 or 8 minutes, okay? So let me go through that because I love it. You know, I'm an engineer and after we stop the engineering. But this is our plant, at least the part where we dissolve the polyester, the bottle, into ester. The first trick, and that's so simple, you know, and I'm showing you that slide because I want you to know how simple it is. This is not a big thing. It is simple. Everybody can do it. So everybody can reuse good products and recycle. The first thing that we do is that we use the glycol, which is one of the components to make the polyester. We use that glycol to wash the bottles. There is a lot of impurities in a bottle, in particular if it is a waste bottle. From the glue that sticks the label to to all kind of dust. You know, you use acetone or glycol to remove for the woman in this room, to remove what you put on the nails, the paint that you put on the nails. We do exactly the same things. So the first thing that we do is that we move these bottles that are crushed and cut in small pieces. We move them through a fantastic shower of glycol. So essentially we shower the bottle. And as we shower the bottle, it becomes cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. And eventually, the glycol starts to dissolve the plastic. And the very clean piece of plastic that have been partially dissolved then go into a big swimming pool of glycol, and the end of the dissolution is then made. At that stage, we take the dyes out. So you see, it's really super simple. It's also closed loop. There is no waste. The glycol is recycled. The stream of dyes is either taken away or can be burned and is used to heat up that plant. So there is indeed almost a zero emission from this process. This is the trick on the, so you see these esters colored in blue and brown. You take these sponges that absorb the dyes, we take the dyes out, we get clear ester, we make clear polyester. So at the molecular level, this is the building block. This is called bis-hydroxyethyl terephthalate, BHET. That's the ester, the combination of the glycol and the terephthalic acid. And what we have shown is that the recycled ester is the same than the virgin ester. So if you make an ester from the product of a refinery, you have the same molecule. If you make a polyester from this recycled ester, you have the same molecule. We have shown that our product is the same. The tenacity of this bobbin, a 5072, spun at 3400 meters per minute. Yeah? The tenacity of this bobbin is 4.1 gram meter per denier. So our recycled product competes with the best virgin polyester yarn in the market. And finally, the process is the same. The chemical process is the same. Whether you take a virgin or whether you take our blend, the recycled blend, you have the same chemical process, which gives you the guarantee that the fabric that you are going to have is the same fabric than the fabric that you would have from a virgin yarn. And I will finish here with something which I think is really very, very important. Today, if you wear a t-shirt made from our yarn, you wear 8 bottles. Well, I mean, you know, it doesn't sound maybe that good to wear bottles, especially when they are waste bottles. And bottles are expensive, by the way, because there is some usage of these bottles for low-value products. So bottles are expensive. So what we are doing is that we are searching, thanks to this chemical technology, we are searching for the cheap polyester waste. And the cheap polyester waste is the colored bottles that nobody wants, or very few people want, because it's colored and people don't know how to use. And eventually what we are doing today, at pilot scale, and in 1 year to 1 year and a half, we are commercial, and we will be the first in the world with a commercial plant. What we do today is that we take the fabric, those are fabric made from our yarn, polar fleece, single knitted jersey, both are dyed. We take these fabrics. We can take these fabrics either from the garment maker, and there is about 2 million tons per year of fabrics at the garment makers. 2 million tons. We can ask Nike, we can ask Puma, we can ask whoever to bring us back their fabrics. You know, you bring back your shirt to the retailer, to the shop, to buy a new one. Who will take your old fabric? We take this, and we make this. So in 1 year and a half, I come back. If I'm still invited, you take me your polyester stuff, and I make a polyester yarn. This is sustainable, and this is very simple. The last word to share with you something that I believe goes beyond polyester yarn and recycling of bottles or recycling of fabrics. Our experience, and I'm an entrepreneur, our experience is that if you grow tangible initiatives like this one, where you demonstrate that you can sell a cost-competitive product that is 100% made from recycled waste, so-called waste, and that is on par in terms of quality and performance guarantee, then you start to change very modestly, but you do change society. We work with rag pickers, we work with aggregators, with traders. We work with very large waste management companies. And at all levels, what we find is that these kind of initiatives, the decision that we made to not throw away, but to understand that this has a value, that this is something that we need to take care in the way we consume, so that there is equitability in this world, so that everyone can enjoy this world the way we enjoy it. These kind of initiatives helps and contributes to build a greener, a better connected, and a more mature world. At Polygenta, and look at the words of Mother Teresa, this is pretty strong. I mean, this was a very holy woman, and she actually was angry looking at the way we were actually wasting things. So at Polygenta, again, we thank all of you. We thank Dystar, we thank Soft, and we look very much forward to working with you.